heard from Cassie?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Will you just knock on her door?
No, what you guys did to Dylan was disgusting.
Stop being so dramatic.
I don't understand what happened to you, like your conscience. It's like you've all lost your fucking minds. You, Cassie, Rue.
Well, Rue's always been crazy.
Not like this. She was here ranting about black cowboys and Nazis and how she works for the Drug Enforcement Administration. Like, it's insane.
Calm down. I'm just trying to find your sister.
Okay, well, she's probably doing porn thanks to you.
Click.
And scene. Slamming that phone down.
Wow. Lexi great at just summing up season 3 of Euphoria. What's happened to you guys?
I feel like she's representing the audience here, and everybody's saying, what happened to them? What happened to this show? It's such a shame.
Well, it's similar to whenever the leaf blower thing was happening, and she went through all of them there and yelled at them of, what are you guys doing with your lives?
She loves to call that out.
She's a little judgy this year.
She's a little judgy, but to be fair, things have gotten a little crazy in Euphoria Town. Like, it's a little wackadoo, you know?
I've noticed.
That line of Rue is ranting about black cowboys and Nazis and the Drug Enforcement Administration, and she's going on and on about God. Like, I kind of get it. Lexi's a little confused on what's all happening. Her sister's doing porn. A lot's going on.
Yeah. That did seem to be Sam predicting what the reviews would be of this season.
And he's not wrong. He wasn't wrong when he wrote all this. He knew what people were going to say.
Yeah. Lexi's under a lot of stress from her job. And to be fair, she's under a lot of stress from freeloader Rue sleeping on her couch, ranting about her newfound faith every day while she's trying to work.
She has a lot going on. She's trying to write this big script. She's given this opportunity, and she has Rue just on that couch ranting. I would be a little annoyed too. I get it.
What do you think Lexi's writing, though? That's what we're wondering.
Is she writing this entire season of Euphoria? We don't know.
Is she the puppet master writing it all? Is this all just another one of her plays?
You just want her to write another play.
I do.
This is wishful thinking of Tyler's. He wants another play, another great season finale that's very meta.
Enough about my crazy Lexi theories. We got to get into a very big episode with a very... Was it shocking? We'll talk about it. Very shocking reveal of a main character.
Very special episode today. Welcome to the Previously On podcast. I'm your host, Jillian Benani, and joining me today is a guy who's been saying Nate Jacobs is going to die since episode 2. It's my husband, Tyler Branch.
See, not all my conspiracies are crazy. Some of them are right. I said this immediately when he brought up that he was building sun settlers and everyone's got to die. I said, well, Nate Jacobs going to die. Like, he wouldn't bring that up. That would be the first thing you hear from him if he wasn't going to die.
You did call that very early on this season, and it turned out to be right. But was it as fun as what we thought it was going to be?
I know. If I would have told you at the beginning of the season that Nate Jacobs was going to die, you would have been like, what?
I was like, what? I was so excited about it. I thought we were going to get this huge arc. I've been saying in the beginning, this is all leading to somewhere with Nate Jacobs. It's all going to make sense. And then last week I said, well, he's just getting beaten up every episode. So if he dies at this point, it's going to be a little anticlimactic. And I hate to say it, I feel like it was a little bit anticlimactic.
Okay, I know what you mean. I mean, they slow played it a little too much because if we were suspecting in episode 2 that he's going to die with the Sun Settlers thing, like, and with him owing money, like, it was weird I get what you mean, to then just, because basically after the wedding, he didn't really have a storyline.
No, he was just getting beat up every episode. And losing fingers and toes.
His storyline this season is basically he told Cassie not to do OnlyFans, and then when they desperately needed money, he supported her doing OnlyFans. And what a hypocrite. Okay, but I guess that's the whole storyline. And like then the rest of the season, it was just cut-ins of him getting beat up
that he filmed over a few days. It looked like.
Yeah. I saw someone on the Reddit compare it to Family Guy cut-ins, like just a running bit of just like, here's Nate Jacobs again getting beaten up.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And I think it was just a little bit of a letdown. I don't hate that he died. I mean, I think it's exciting that we did get a major character death this season.
I'm glad there's stakes.
And the way that they did it, I thought was interesting. And we're going to talk more about that later in the episode. But I think that the Nate Jacobs character was so complicated and just had such a backstory and so much to him. There was such a duality to this character where you hated him. He did terrible, awful things. But then there was a part of you that also felt for him of like, oh, I understand why he's doing this. He has all these issues. Toxic masculinity is just beating this guy down. Will he ever get out of this? There were so many questions about his sexuality. There was so much to this character. And then it just felt like none of that was explored this season at all. I mean, let me go through some of the greatest, most repulsive moments throughout Euphoria as an in memoriam to Nate Jacobs.
Yes, because if you hadn't rewatched seasons 1 and 2, you might have forgotten like that he basically was the second lead of the show, along with like it was basically Rue, I would say, then Nate Jacobs, everything revolving around him, and then kind of Jules. And like Cassie was way down here, and like things have really changed a lot since.
Yeah, Nate's backstory comes out in like episode 3 of season 1. It's very early on. So, as an in memoriam to Nate Jacobs, some of his all-time hits: catfishing / blackmailing Jules as Shy Guy 118.
Yep.
And falling in love with her, some might say. assaulting, blackmailing, stalking Tyler, aka Lucas Gage.
Yeah. He just kept appearing in his apartment like he was Batman and would just beat him up some more. Yeah.
We don't know how he got in there. He climbed walls, but he was just always in that apartment waiting for him.
You know, hold on. I forgot to say this, but back to the catfishing thing. You and I always say that if you go back and watch the catfishing montage,
the texting montage. I would call it texting.
It's the texting montage of Shy Guy 118 and Jules is like so like innovative and is like really, I think, influenced so many like love relationship montages since then. It's like so many cool shots of them texting in split screen that so many people have copied.
It's so beautiful and it's done so well of showing mundane texting, like the most boring texting ever. But it's done so well. And I think that that's what really kind of drew people to the two of them together.
It got you in early.
It got me in, you know.
And it's to that work song. Like, it's going to take a little work. Yeah.
It's so good.
Anyway, not to interrupt your trip down Nate Jacobs' memory lane. Rest in peace.
Well, never forget he brought a date to Winter Formal with her ass out and then has a dance off with Maddy of them just looking at each other doing their dance moves.
I think about that all the time.
Then he hooks up with Cassie.
Mm-hmm. In the bathroom at
and
the
also
party.
Drives that car really fast, maybe almost killing the both of them at one point. Mm-hmm. He puts a gun to Maddy's head to get the disc of his dad with Jules. He weirdly gives Jules
I don't want to keep interrupting.
Oh my God. We were supposed to just run through these.
I just wanted to say the hooking up with Cassie thing, I feel like is going to hit so different when I rewatch that episode. Because I do really want to rewatch that. That's the first episode of season 2. And I just think now, knowing how their relationship ends, it's going to hit so different, the two of them meeting. Because I think when we watched that, we thought this is going to be the worst thing ever for Cassie.
Yeah.
And like, this guy's a monster. And it's kind of funny and interesting how in the end, him like trying to go into the suburbs life with her and like her kind of need for possessions and attention and stuff, that he's the one who ended up getting ahead of his skis and getting into this that led to his death.
Well, it all
his own fault. I'm not blaming Cassie, but I'm just saying that the circumstances led him down this road.
Well, it's all for him to conquer masculinity, which I do think that they kind of had that storyline going on a little bit in the beginning of he's doing all this because he wants to like conquer this idea of masculinity and like providing for his wife and a family and like giving her everything that she wants.
Yeah. Anyway, not to interrupt it.
Yeah.
Once again, I interrupted the trip down memory lane. You were on such a roll. Where were we at? You were at.
All right, we're at the end of season 2. We're at the end of season 2.
Oh, yeah, he did the gun to Maddie's head and stole the disc. Yeah.
And then he weirdly gives Jules the disc back and turns his dad into the police. I mean, talk about an arc.
Yeah, that's an arc.
Talk about an arc with these discs from his dad.
I still think it's one of the most upsetting shots in the show is when young, like, boy Nate at 11 or whatever discovers the discs and watches them on his dad's computer. That is so messed up. And I do find it odd we didn't bring that up this season.
I think we needed to go back to that. We needed to... It was such a big part of this character and so much about his motivations. And it just felt like it wasn't there this season. His sexuality was not discussed really at all. So then it's like now he's dead and we just don't really know.
You got the one scene talking to Jules.
Which thank God we got that. Thank God. Just some talking.
Yeah. You think Jules will go to the funeral?
I don't think Jules has been leaving that apartment much lately. I mean, we haven't seen her. I don't know. Yeah. I think she's just stuck in that apartment in the city. Yeah.
Wherever it is.
I could see it, though, Maddie and Cassie sharing a look at the funeral and Maddie just being like, so did you ever see any more penises on his phone or was that just with me?
Yeah, did you ever find 40 dick pics on his phone that he had a hard time explaining?
I could really see them sharing a glass of wine and talking about that. That would be fun.
A lot to say about Nate Jacobs.
Yeah.
So what do you think they should have done? Should they have killed him earlier in the show? Is that what you wish?
Yeah. So I actually think it would have been the most shocking if they would have just killed him after the wedding. The wedding being like his last
4.
episode. I think that was episode 3.
Episode 3 is the wedding.
Yeah. He dies when Nas is in the house. They kill him then. Yeah. And then it's all on Cassie to try and get out of this debt. So then she's still doing the OnlyFans and all that, and we're still getting her and Maddie together, like figuring this out. But Nate is kind of removed from it. So really, we just miss him getting beat up every episode.
It's just this shocking death that everyone can't believe they did this. And then it's all the burden and tension is on Cassie throughout. I kind of...
Because we are there. Like, that's what this episode was, is that the burden got put on Cassie. And then Cassie kind of put it on Maddie.
I think what you're suggesting is probably better for tension and drama. I agree with you. I think that's probably better writing in that way. But I think the problem with it is that it makes the audience enjoy Nate's death. And I think he wanted us to not be able to enjoy it as much. I think he wanted to drag it out and make it so torturous that by the end we're like, ugh. Would we have rather seen this guy redeemed than see this?
I know. Did he do this because we were like, Nate Jacobs is so awful. He needs to die.
He needs to die. The amount of people who probably said Nate Jacobs should die. And like, he's like, okay, I'll give you his death, but I'm going to make it so drawn out and so painful that you're not going to have any fun watching it.
I mean, it worked. That's how I feel. That's how I feel right now.
I will say, amazing kill, though. I thought it was a very cool death. Like,
I thought so, too.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we're going to talk much more about Nate Jacobs' death, how it happened, and all that later in the episode. Before we get more into the episode, please follow and subscribe to our podcast wherever you might be listening. I want to see these followers shoot up like Cassie's subscribers after posting that photo of her and Dylan Reid, okay?
Woo, yeah.
And I know our episode probably just pops up in the app, but it really helps us to keep things going and grow the podcast if you click follow or subscribe. We have recorded a podcast for every single episode of Euphoria, and we will. Big announcement coming. Tyler, drum roll, please. We will be going live on YouTube immediately after the finale on Sunday night.
Yeah.
So
instant reaction, baby.
Instant reactions, no time to get my thoughts together. Who knows what I'm going to say? I'm already nervous about it.
Do you think you'll even have a top 5 in that amount of time?
No, it's going to just be like instant reactions, initial thoughts. I mean, Sam Levinson said you have to watch the finale live. So stuff is going to go down.
He said it is going to get spoiled. He said in an interview this week that it is going to get spoiled if you don't watch it live. And I read the Coleman Domingo interview, and he said a very similar thing. Like, it is a slap in the face. He said it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
What happens in the finale. So
I'm excited.
Yeah. So we'll just hop on YouTube. On, your YouTube channel. Like what, 15 minutes after the show ends, probably?
Maybe give me 20.
Okay, whatever.
20 minutes after the show
pour
ends.
a glass of wine.
Yeah. And then the recording will drop in the podcast feed by Monday morning, so don't worry if you can't stay up with us. I get it.
Yeah.
But come join us live. Come join the chat. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, hop in the chat.
So today we are talking Euphoria Season 3, Episode 7, the penultimate episode of this season, called Rain or Shine.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't quite sure what he was going for exactly with this title. It could mean a lot of things. That's such a generic phrase, you know?
I thought we were going to get like a rain episode in the desert.
We were talking about, is there going to be a flood?
Yeah, we were like
so much talking about there. I mean, he's talked so much about these Bible verses of parting the Red Sea and the flood in Genesis of Noah's Ark. But you know, I thought if we were looking for biblical, which the show has been so much, obviously rain and shine could be all sorts of things. But if you're looking for the biblical interpretation, it could be Matthew 5:45. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and the unjust. And I think what that means is, you know, people get blessings, and bad things happen to good people and bad people, and good things happen to bad people and good people.
Which is a lot of what this show is about. Good people, bad people, redemption.
Well, since the beginning of this show, they've all been worried about whether I'm a good person. We've said how many times that line's been said. That's said more than I have a bad feeling in Star Wars. Like every episode, a character is like, am I a good person? So it sounds like he's sorting all this out, and he's saying that your punishment may not be just on whether you were a good person or not.
I love when we get Bible Corner with Tyler. You did study a little bit of religion in college. That's why he knows this stuff, just so everybody knows.
Grew up evangelical, you know. Had to go to vacation Bible school, learn my Bible verses.
Well, some of us didn't pay attention to any of that, so.
You were watching TV. That's why you got the TV podcast.
I was watching TV. I was playing episodes of TV in my head during Sunday school. All right, so let's get into the IMDb recap of this episode, which still says the IMDb recaps are not changing from week to week. It just remains 5 years later, the former East Highland High students find their lives dramatically transformed. I feel like IMDb is like, we don't know what's going on this season, so we're just going to keep this description the same
They're
throughout.
like, look, it's a lot. A lot happens.
Lots going on. They're like, remember the high school days?
So simple.
Yeah. The HBO recap for this episode is, under intense financial pressure, Maddy schemes to get Cassie back in the spotlight. Meanwhile, Rue obsesses over the sign God gave her, that burning Joshua tree, which I like that Lexi pointed out that it's endangered.
Yeah. God burned up a Joshua tree just to talk to you. Yeah, I guess that's close enough. You know, a lot happens, and we'll get into it in your top 5. But I thought one cool thing was that this episode opened with Ollie's backstory.
We finally got it. Yeah. Which I will say, a lot of these details were given in the special with him and Zendaya. Yeah. If you watch that. That is a great episode. But I loved being able to more dive into that, actually see it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I gotta say, I talked a lot about Alamo's backstory last week, and I was like,
You did not like last week's
no.
opening.
This one I liked. I was like, we're back, because this backstory hits hard.
Mm-hmm. It does.
And
We
Ali
love the
has been
character.
such a big character on this show throughout all 3 seasons. And like, I can watch Coleman Domingo do anything. So
he's great.
I loved him.
He's such a compelling actor. He really does bring you in. And he just, Ali's just been the soul of the show. He's been there for Rue so many times that, we really care when we see his backstory and what's happening to him.
He's kind of been the one, like, supporter of Rue this entire time. He has not swayed. He's stayed supporting her, even knowing everything that she's done. He seems to be the only person who knows everything she's doing.
You're right. He's the only person she can really confess to.
And it was nice, though, to kind of understand a little bit more where he is coming from in that support of her. Like, I love that they brought in the pandemic to his backstory and how that had an effect on addicts who could not attend meetings at that time. I mean, this was just so heartbreaking to watch. Him keeping that notebook of names of people who have passed away, who he's tried to help. And you can just see he's trying so hard to save Rue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's been a big theme this season, is that seasons 1 and 2 are pre-pandemic and this season is post-pandemic, and that things just feel a little darker and more chaotic. And, as we've said over and over, the wild, wild west of just like no one's in charge. Like it just feels crazy.
Well, this show started out with telling us Rue was born on 9/11. And a lot of season 1 and season 2 is, what does that mean for this generation that grew up in this like post 9/11 world? And now it's interesting that this season is really exploring what the pandemic has now done to this generation
as they were going into adulthood.
Yeah. And I think that's why I like a lot of this season, because it is touching on that.
Yeah. And I mean, like you said, a very sad, undertold story of, people who are struggling in society and what happened to them during the pandemic that weren't just deaths from the virus. There are also lots of other people who suffered and died for all sorts of residual parts of what happened during the pandemic.
And I just feel like we as a society have not even like processed all of this
We
yet.
still haven't grappled
No.
with it. We never want to talk about it.
No.
Like, this is the most I've talked about COVID
I know.
in years. Like, no one wants to talk about it. None of us want to like really dig into like those years.
I know.
And
but I'm
even
like,
when we
I think
see
we
it,
got to
we're like-
start talking about it, guys.
And even when we see it on TV, we're always like, okay, move along now.
I know. Well, I do feel like we also got maybe some foreshadowing in Ali's backstory, because they showed him lifting weights, being a boxer, throwing out the 1-2 punches.
Yeah.
He was mentioning he has shotguns and everything. And we have not seen this side to him, a little bit more of a violent side. He is much more of like the calming nature of this show and seems to be very more passive, not aggressive at all.
Yeah, and you wonder if it's because since he had a domestic violence thing, he says in the diner in the special that he hated his dad because his dad abused his mom. And then he hated himself when he, was on drugs and ended up abusing his wife. And just what had he become? So it does feel like he's tried to live this more pacifist life of really toning down that violent nature, but it feels like this is all going to maybe come out if like he's pushed into a corner to have to save Rue.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I wonder if it wasn't just to show us a little bit more of Ali. I wonder if that's going to come into play now in the finale. I think he's going to show back up again.
Yeah, he was in the 8 preview.
Yeah.
And, Rue had a bandage on her hand, so it's after she's cut. So he's coming back, and I do wonder where it's going to be. And, another one of my harebrained things is that every all the parties chasing Rue converge at a church, and maybe that church is Ali's. Maybe it's Ali's house, or maybe it's the meeting or something, some kind of religious space.
That's interesting.
And will he be able to protect her? In Have Gun Will Travel, the church and priest did protect. But we'll see what happens in this show, which is a little darker.
I think, though, Ali has made it his mission to protect Rue at this point, and he will do whatever it takes to do that.
And I think they're showing us with his death book, where he wrote down all the names of the people who died he's tried to help, that it's like, what a burden on his shoulders that he is tired of watching people die.
Yeah. He's had enough. He's working out in that gym. He's ready to go.
I just don't you're right. Why would they show him working out?
Yeah.
If it wasn't to be like, just so y'all know, he like speaks softly but carries a big stick. Like he's not just like weak.
Even the way when he was sitting down with Rue and was saying, "Don't go without me, let me go with you. I have shotguns." Like he seems ready to jump into the fight to protect her. Yeah. So I think that's definitely coming back into play.
And it's the heartbreak of he's lost his daughters and she's lost her dad. So they have this father-daughter component, and it's just like, yeah, he's going to protect her like she's his daughter.
Their relationship is a big heart of this show. Mm-hmm. And it's nice that they're bringing that back into play now, because we haven't seen Ali much this season. So it makes sense that they'd save this for the ending, for the big finale. All right, give us your Tarantino of the week that you started last week. And you said you're going to do a Tarantino of the week, because so much of this season
There's definitely some Kill Bill in this, of course, of the bride in Kill Bill gets buried alive. There's a snake, a poisonous snake in Kill Bill. But the what I'm going to go with are Maddy's feet, because Tarantino loves feet. And there is quite a gratuitous foot shot of Maddy getting in the hot tub with Alamo.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that one bit. I didn't like that he called them, what did he call them? Tootsies?
He called them Tootsies.
I hated that. That made me want to vomit. That made me want to vomit. Yeah. Right. I did not like that. I know. Anytime we see feet, it's like, oh, Tarantino.
Yeah. So that's the Tarantino of the week, is the Tootsies. Do you think she had sex with Alamo to get him to pony up the $1 million to save Cassie?
It seemed like she did.
She put on the special swimsuit he laid out for her.
She did something for him. I don't know.
And then she's wearing a Virgin Mary dress after that.
Yeah, it kind of feels like she sacrificed herself in that moment. But here's the thing. If she had sex with him in that hot tub, why does she still owe him the $1 million? In my opinion, the transaction was already done.
Babe, I hate to tell you, but it's a man's world.
This just doesn't seem right.
It doesn't seem right.
I know. Maddy really...
You're questioning her deal-making skills now.
No, I'm not questioning her deal-making skills. I more mean, like, she really did a lot for Cassie in this situation.
But she's also desperate, because getting involved in Cassie and stuff has cost her a job, you know? It's like, these are some desperate people.
I know. I mean, it's really a shame that she met Alamo.
What a whirlwind of... You know, Maddy's doing fine without Cassie and Nate in her lives. She meets up with Cassie at that pool top or whatever, and then, you know, goes to the wedding, and now she's like, these people are crazy. Like, she's tied up and, like, him owing $1 million to, like, gangsters, and then
she's
like,
having to show her tootsies.
She's showing her tootsies. Nate's dead now. I gotta say, she didn't seem to have a big reaction to it.
I know.
She's like, he did put a gun to my head.
Yeah, I think she was a little bit like, woo, he's dead. Oh no. Oh no, your husband died. Oh, I did like though that
did
it was.
Did you ever
like,
look at those discs, Cassie?
I did like though that it was Maddy and Cassie in that moment getting Nate's body dug out. That was
Yeah.
great. That it was the two
Yeah.
of them.
Thelma
His
and
two
Louise
girls,
this
his
season.
two women.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our top 5. We're going to talk more about Maddy, about Alamo, about all of it.
Sure, we'll get on to it.
So normally we love to talk about love triangles in our top 5 because I love a triangle.
Most of what you cover on this podcast.
I love a love triangle. But in this show, not many love triangles going on right now, but we do have a lot of betrayal triangles. So our top 5 this week is top 5 betrayal triangles.
Okay.
All right, so number 5 goes to Cassie/Maddy versus Dylan versus LA Knight / Sharon Stone. Stay with me here.
Okay, so it's Cassie and Maddy versus Dylan Reid, the star of LA Knights, versus the show LA Knights. Sharon Stone and all.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got that's the triangle here, the betrayal triangle.
I see it here.
So the network, played by Brian Grazer, I love that he's just playing the network, passes on Cassie being cast on LA Knights. He puts his foot down of like, why do we have to bring an actual sex worker into this?
So they've betrayed Cassie because she deleted her OnlyFans, and now they're not giving her the role. So that's the first betrayal.
Sharon Stone didn't even blink an eye.
Cassie, Dylan said he fought for her so hard.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he did. Cassie goes on a date with the show star
Sharon Stone
Dylan
just
Reid.
gives up. It's so funny.
It's so good. And you just know that's how meetings work of like, I don't really care to fight for this. So you're right. Okay, we won't cast her.
Moving
no
on.
worries.
Next topic.
Yeah. After she
Ruin this
basically
girl's
told
life.
her
Oh,
that
well.
she can change her life with this. Yeah. Cassie then goes on a date with the show star Dylan Reid. Maddy tells TMZ Cassie has sex with him, steals his phone, and posts a photo of them to Dylan's Instagram with the caption, "World's greatest fuck," and tags her account. Her followers go through the roof.
Yes.
I mean, what a fun storyline, though, this was.
It is fun
was great.
because Dylan Reid thinks he's got the advantage here, that he's going to, this young wannabe actress who's an OnlyFans model, tries to get a role in the show. He thinks he's going to parlay that into just, having a hot girl on his arm for a few dates, get some wild sex and throw her to the curb. But then her and Maddy's whole scheme, I mean, this is better than the Brandon Fontaine scheme.
Oh, way better. This was so good. I love watching these two just scheming men. Can that just be season 4, please? Cassie and Maddy just scheming men in Hollywood and taking advantage of them. I would love that. I mean, when we saw them drive off in that car looking like Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. And I love it.
This was also, though, gratuitous Sydney Sweeney nudity of the week, which was quite difficult for us to be watching on a plane because we were each just watching on our phones on a plane coming back from Hawaii.
I was like, we look like freaks. Like I think
and then
I
all of a
put
sudden,
my phone down,
and it goes on forever.
I know,
just her screaming like, "I'm coming!" And he's just like, "Oh my god!"
It was a funny sex scene, though.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, he's like, "How do you keep coming?" Like, what an idiot!
What an idiot! So she was trying to just bang him into oblivion until he would finally need a break to leave her alone in there. He's also an idiot for showing this complete stranger what his passcode is on his phone when he took a photo of them.
Yeah, I don't think Dylan Reid is. He thinks he has the upper hand on Cassie, but he's never met.
I feel like we should feel worse for Dylan Reid, but we just don't. Because I'm like, I don't know. He'll be fine. Like, he's on a hit TV show. He's making millions of dollars. He was trying to kind of use her in a way. You know?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, he's the one who just wanted to be seen with like a hot girl on his arm and take advantage of her in the bedroom and just have sex with her. And she was like, well, if you're going to do that to me, I'm going to do that to you, and I'm going to take advantage of you.
I
Also, she's in a tough spot right now. She has a finger in her freezer.
When you got a finger in your fridge, you're in a tough spot.
Yeah, you kind of got to do what you can. So
how gross was that when he scoops that ice and accidentally scoops out Nate's finger and is drinking water with Nate's finger floating in it, not even realizing.
Maddy seeing that and being so freaked out, and Cassie just saying, "Oh no, who took that out of there? It was so funny.
That was great.
They're bringing the comedy for me this season in
Maddie
those
and Cassie are
scenes,
great
which
together,
is great. Yeah. I mean, Sydney Sweeney is going for that Emmy.
You were like, how did he not notice that finger? And I was like, he must be pretty drunk. I don't think I normally like look in a glass when I'm like drunk, desperately needing some water.
Well, you're going to look in a glass now after that,
Now
making sure there's not a finger in there.
Yeah.
It's so funny that he just kind of got played too of thinking that she's just orgasming this entire time. Like, men are just such idiots sometimes. I'm like, she is playing this up so much. Like,
you didn't have any sympathy for poor Dylan Reid.
None at
Lexi
all.
felt so bad for him. She said they're disgusting for what they did to him.
You know, it wouldn't have worked if he wasn't like so stupid about it. So why did he even take a photo with her? I would be
just wanted to
why
do whatever she wanted
me?
to get laid, you know?
Guys are so easy.
If he would have dressed up more for the date, would you have been more on his side?
Yeah, I go, they're at this nice restaurant. She's in this dress and heels, and classic guy, he's in just like a t-shirt and a hat. What did the hat say again? I zoomed in on the hat.
Oh, it was romance in movies and sex on TV.
Like, what? Guys do the bare minimum. The bare minimum.
Mad. You love to point out if we go to a nice restaurant, you're like, look, every girl's dressed up and every guy's in a black t-shirt.
And I guess it's just a style today. Like, I don't know exactly what I want them to wear, but I just think it's funny of like,
I feel like
girls
the black
are
t-shirt
dressed
doesn't make
to the
you as
nines.
mad, but the hoodie, sometimes when it's just like the guys in like, I don't know. I feel like you're just like, try.
I think they were definitely commenting on younger male celebrities who do go out to these like nice restaurants in a hoodie and in a hat, and that they can just do whatever they want.
Sure. Well, it's a man's world, babe.
I hate it here.
Sydney Sweeney, great again in this episode, though.
Yeah, she's really doing a lot this season. She said, I'm going for that Emmy. I think she could get it.
Everyone else's schedule's tight. Mine is wide open. You can
Keep
put me in every
writing
scene.
me in. Yeah, I'll do more scenes. Oh, Jacob Elordi can't do more. No problem. I'll be there. I love it. Good for her. I feel like everyone else is like, I want to win an Oscar. I don't really care about winning an Emmy for this show. And Sydney Sweeney is like, I'm here for the Emmy.
But she was nominated for an Emmy for this, right?
Yeah,
so it's like,
she was.
This is the only thing I assume she's ever been nominated for.
Yeah, I think so.
So, like, yeah, I get her going for it. I feel like she's trying to get that Emmy nom, if not win.
Well, she's doing great.
Because she could probably go for supporting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You think? She's in this show the most out of anybody, I feel like.
I know, but it's still Zendaya lead.
Yeah,
so,
that's
like,
true.
And Zendaya's awesome, but, you know.
Jacob Elordi is ahead of her in the credits.
Yeah.
Wild.
Even though she's like our thumbnail every week.
Well, she's so expressive.
Doing something crazy.
All right, our number 4 Betrayal Triangle goes to Rue versus Lexi versus Maddy. So we have Rue, frustrated Lexi with all her ramblings about God and admits to working with the DEA. Maddy tries to get Lexi to help with Cassie, and Lexi tells her about Rue working with the DEA. And then Maddy tells Alamo about Rue working with the DEA. This was really quite the game of telephone. And this is real bad.
It's crazy this happened all like in one app. That like Rue blabs to Lexi. Lexi betrays what Rue's saying, telling Maddy. And then Maddy inadvertently betrays Rue, it seems like, not realizing how bad this is for her to say this to Alamo.
That's a really bad slip up. That's a bad thing to just word vomit.
But I get she doesn't think Alamo's involved in drugs, Matt.
Yeah,
like,
you're
right.
I
don't think she even thought this would involve him because it involves Laurie and those other people. She doesn't know he has this alliance with them to smuggle drugs, even though he's going to betray them or whatever. But tough betrayal that Maddy accidentally betrays Rue like this.
Well, Rue needed to zip it a little bit here. I mean, the DEA told her, lay low. You've done so great.
Yeah.
We just have this one thing left. And she's over here blabbing to Lexi about working undercover for the DEA.
She did so good not telling a soul. And it's like, just get to the end. Get them arrested. And then you can tell people. And she's just blabbing to everyone. She's telling Ali. She's telling Lexi.
I'm like, slow your roll, girl. Lexi didn't even really care. Lexi was like, oh, that's funny, you working for the DEA. And it's like, she said she was undercover. She obviously is forced to be doing this right now.
Yeah.
Like, put your head together here, Lex. Get out of your computer.
Lexi, she's just not having a lot of empathy for people. But
I think she's just had it. I think she's just like, maybe I need to leave some friends in high school.
It's hard to be the normal person on Euphoria when
Yeah.
everyone else is just crazy. Like Lexi's, getting coffees for people trying to move up in her career. And every time she talks to them, they've got to do like porn scheme or like strip club or like smuggling drugs.
Putting on swimsuits for Alamo. Like, it's a lot. There's a lot going on there.
Showing off those tootsies.
No, never again. All right, our number 3 betrayal triangle goes to Alamo versus Maddy / Cassie versus Nas.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so Cassie is held hostage by Nas, so Maddy gets Alamo to help. She thinks he's going to pay the $1 million, but instead he kills Nas.
Yes.
In a big shootout.
Yep.
A classic Western shootout.
I was glad Nas didn't get away with this. I was glad Nas got shot. Like if Nate's going to die, it's nice to get rid of Nas too.
I know. I didn't like him. I mean, like, I
him.
I was getting a little tired of his shtick,
Yeah.
It was getting old. And he ruined Cassie's wedding, okay? So I think he deserved to go.
After she got the $50K in flowers, he ruined the wedding.
He ruined her perfect day. So
the happiest day of my life.
That was a great scene though, where we don't really know what's gonna happen. And I was like, is there real money in there? What's going on here? It was like you were really kind of on the edge of your seat for this part.
So Maddy and Cassie, quite a team here that Maddy came to her rescue. It's also a little bit because she has nothing left to lose,
Yeah,
her
she
career's
loses
taken quite a turn since she met Cassie.
She loses her job. Her boss fires her.
Yeah.
For working with Cassie and getting her the audition at LA Nights.
Mm-hmm.
So she really doesn't have much left here. And she is already working with Alamo. So she needs Cassie at this point.
Yes. Because she told him that this is the cash cow. She needs her to make the money.
She said she could be making $1 million soon.
Yeah. So she thinks Alamo's being their like ally by helping them with Nas. But in the end, he kind of is betraying them too. I see what you're saying. Everyone's betraying everyone because he keeps the money, kills the guy for free, but she still owes him.
Now she owes Alamo $1 million.
Yes. He said that to Maddy that she owes him $1 million plus 20% of like all future earnings.
That's a
lot. Which is crazy.
The debt just went from Nate now over to Cassie. And now it's really kind of Maddy's problem at this point since she brought Alamo into this.
Nate's debt really getting passed around.
Yeah.
And really snowballing.
It's getting bigger and bigger every episode.
You got to make a lot just to keep up.
I mean, Cassie's not going to be able to put on any clothes. She's going to have to work day and night to pay back Alamo with this.
Yeah, she's going to be doing a lot of those videos.
She's got to do what she's got to do. But Alamo really got one on these girls. I think Maddy thought she was just going to get in that hot tub, show her tootsies, and everything was going to be okay.
And now that we're finding out more of the truth of what Alamo actually does for money. Pretty scary that Maddy and Cassie are involved with him.
Yeah, I'm getting a little nervous. I mean, we always kind of figured there was some kind of sex trafficking going on here, but seeing those IDs at the end of this episode, which is what Alamo was so worried about in his safe, I mean, that just, I feel like my heart plummeted to my stomach.
Yeah, this could end in a dark way.
And now that everybody's involved with him.
Before we move on from this one, I just wanted to say I thought it was so funny that after Nas dies, the big, strong henchman, Arthur, just immediately starts working for Alamo. He's like, oh, well, you killed my boss. Guess I work for you now. You got the big gun.
You just get passed along, yeah.
He's just let me work this big tractor for you. Let me dig out Nate Jacobs.
It was like how Rue went from Laurie to Alamo.
Yeah.
People just get passed around.
People just get passed around. It's I guess I'll just do what you tell me now.
All right. Number 2, Betrayal Triangle goes to Rue versus Alamo / Laurie versus Faye / Wayne. So Rue is back at Laurie's.
Okay.
Alamo's crew thinks she's undercover for them. Laurie's Nazis want to kill Rue. Rue thinks she can survive until the DEA arrests everyone. Faye betrays Wayne to rob the safe with Rue, but they discover that the safe has evidence of Alamo's sex trafficking and no money. So then Faye betrays Rue and screams for Wayne that Rue's trying to rob them. And this is how the episode ends. What a journey.
This is more of a betrayal Hexagon or something.
Because
there's a lot of betrayals in this.
There's a lot of betrayals, and I think Faye is a big one in this.
Yeah. How she's on Wayne's side, but then she decides she's going to leave him, run off with Rue with the money. And then as soon as she realizes there's not money, she switches back to Wayne's side and is going to get Rue killed.
Well, she thinks Rue lied to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I get it. Faye has kind of been tossed around and played about.
We did get her into drug muling.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's been the best friend.
I know. But yeah, her screaming for Wayne at the end. Oof, what is going to happen?
Yeah. So they think there's all this money in the safe, which I don't know where the money is because there was money.
Because Wayne had money in there too, right?
They must have taken the money for the deal or something.
Yeah,
for the fentanyl deal, probably.
Yeah, the money is already out of the safe.
Mm-hmm.
They already moved it.
So it just has fake drugs. Calls Rue got those fake drugs from the DEA that she'd been stressed about. So this whole time, it's fake drugs in the safe, and then it was the IDs from Alamo, proving that Alamo does all this sex trafficking and is involved with the disappearance of countless women.
A lot of IDs were in there.
Yeah, Angel.
Ugh, that was so sad.
Yeah.
It's why I keep hoping and praying someone is also undercover in this group for the sex trafficking so we can get him on this as well.
Yeah.
But I think that's hopeful wishing on my end. But
I have an announcement. I have an informant alert. I would like to accuse another person of being an undercover informant.
Well, it's not Bishop. Everyone needs to stop saying it's Bishop after he chopped
Bishop
up a man's body.
Up the doorman and feed him to the pigs.
And then we thought it could be Magic with her neck brace going on.
Which I don't know if that's out of the question still.
Yeah.
It's still weird that was all just a bit of just she's scamming for insurance and they let her wear this all season. But I want to, and I also want to say I think the pigs are probably coming back. I assume the pigs are going to eat another person this year, not just the doorman. I think that was setting something up.
Oh, interesting. The pigs? Alamo's pigs?
Because Bishop feeds the doorman's body to the pigs.
Right. Yeah.
So
the bouncer. Okay.
The bouncer guy.
Doorman.
The bouncer.
Yeah.
Who let the guys get in.
Yeah,
So
right.
I could see someone else getting, because I think the reason he must have the pigs is because they eat the bodies and there's no evidence if they murder someone. But who I'm going to accuse of being an undercover informant is Big Eddie now. Because Big Eddie been in the hospital for a while. They could have gotten to him. Like, FBI, somebody could have talked to him about, we've got a lot on you. You're going to go to prison the rest of your life. Or you help us catch this guy in his sex trafficking or something like that.
I actually think that makes sense.
He's got that bag. You could kind of hide a wire.
Yeah.
It's so disgusting. No one wants to be looking in there.
That's a good point. I could see somebody going up to him at the hospital and being like, okay, now you're working for us at this point.
So I guess this is the last time I get to accuse someone of being an informant.
We just want someone else to be an
informant. We just
want
another rat besides Rue. Another rat.
We just want to be hopeful that these all aren't terrible people, but they might be, unfortunately. But, Rue is doing all this. Back to our Rue versus Alamo, Laurie, Faye, Wayne, whole thing.
This is a mess.
This is such a mess. And what's keeping Rue going in this is she is so worried about her mom because Bishop threatens that they will kill her mom, Leslie, basically.
Yes.
So she is just doing everything. Every move she's doing right now is out of fear.
And she knows Bishop's a scary guy,
And I think at this point, too, Faye is kind of giving her this opportunity of like, let's just go to the safe, get the money, and get out of here. I think she's like, okay, maybe I should.
Mm-hmm.
She's got it. She's going to end up at that religious family's land again, right? That keeps coming back into play with that pretty girl.
She thinks
she's
that's
going
the
back for that
land.
pretty girl.
She is so focused. And I will say, in the first episode of this season, when you saw that family sitting there, you and I both were like, who is this beautiful woman sitting at the table with all these like normal people? And it's like clear that she has had an effect on Rue. That Rue says she wants to go back for the fun Christian life on that farm, but I do think the farmer's daughter is in her head a little bit too.
I think that she wants that girl to welcome her to the promised land.
Yeah.
That's what she wants.
We can milk the cows together, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, who knows? Well, it just feels like that is being brought up a lot in this. So she's going to kind of like maybe end up there or at least dream of it, want that to kind of be her ending. But she's in quite a pickle right now.
Every party now, basically, despite all of these Alamo, Laurie, Faye, Wayne, but at some point have all been aligned with Rue. Right now, they're all against Rue. So she's in a dangerous position right now. Like, I think Alamo wants to kill her after hearing that DEA thing.
I think Alamo already wanted to kill her, and now this just made it worse. Like, now he has proof of why he cannot trust her.
Laurie will let these Nazis do whatever they want. She doesn't really trust Rue coming back, and the Nazis, Wayne, want to kill her, and has said some horribly nasty racist stuff now. Like, they are really like you're really seeing how awful this world is, and like now Faye is aligned back with the Nazis.
I know. Now Faye has betrayed her and doesn't trust her either. So she has nobody on her side right now at this point.
Yeah. You can't trust a Nazi. And she had that little Nazi tattoo. I was like, don't be following that little Nazi tattoo around.
I know. Yeah. It's like you kind of got to leave Faye here.
Yeah.
You got to let that friendship go. It's okay. What about the girls in the van? So we have confirmation that Alamo is sex trafficking, and we see all these IDs, and then in the van with Big Eddie and one of Laurie's guys is Angel, Kitty, and one of the other girls, and Kitty's getting a BBL, but is she really getting a BBL? Is she getting sex trafficked right now?
Well, that one girl says, like, don't die. Like,
be safe. Yeah, I know.
It does sound like people have gone down there and not come back a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm worried for Kitty. This is a real dangerous situation. But I did wonder if, like, is it maybe he actually getting her a BBL because they're doing the OnlyFans content with Maddy?
It does feel like he has an
So I'm wondering
investment in Kitty. So
Kitty's might be actually getting the BBL, and the other girl is just going to be sold off into sexual slavery.
Oh, God. I mean, I've been worried for Kitty. I've been worried about these Silver Slipper girls this whole entire time. And now I'm getting real worried.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you were saying, in Alamo's backstory, tough lesson on the backstory. He's just got a problem with women.
It's like we find out this guy is scum of the earth, does the worst things that you can do. And his villain origin story is that his mom lied to him.
Ran a con on a guy, on a boyfriend.
Yeah. And she just more lied to him. The con was on the other guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not a great origin story for what a truly awful person. Alamo's going to die. Alamo has to die.
I hope so.
Yeah. I think a lot of these people are going to die.
I think so too. I think it's going to get real crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Our number one betrayal triangle goes to Nate Jacobs versus Nas versus Sam Levinson / Jacob Elordi's schedule.
That's the big betrayal. Is Sam Levinson and Jacob Elordi's schedule.
I would
That's
say
who you're blaming.
I mean, something had to be going on with Jacob Elordi's schedule for this season, right?
Mm-hmm.
He barely had a storyline.
They probably just had very specific days that he could do that maybe didn't work with other people, other people's schedules. And so they used the time with him for him to get beat up and to get buried alive. And that's his shooting days. You're a rep.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they did what they could. But yeah, it's just kind of funny of thinking like, I really want to know how much of this season, the decisions that were made storyline wise, how much did that have to do with people's schedule and how much they could film with them or whatnot?
It does sound like when Sam Levinson is writing this show, it's very collaborative with the actors because it sounds like each actor who's in the main cast, he comes and presents them like what their story arc would be and gets input from them. And it gets changed, and you're probably used more or less depending on what you want and where you see the character.
Yeah, because we've watched all these Enter Euphorias, even the ones in season 1 and season 2, and that has been a common theme throughout this, that it does feel like it's very collaborative with the actors. And I think that's what also led to Barbie Ferreira, who played Kat, leaving. She was saying they just didn't really know what to do with the character. She didn't really love the ideas. Like, it wasn't this huge dramatic thing. She just then decided to leave.
Yeah. And, while Conspiracy Tyler's sounding off, Jules, Hunter Schafer, I would say, since every episode of Euphoria has been written by Sam Levinson except one, and that is the Euphoria special about Jules, and he had to give a co-writing credit to Hunter Schafer. And I feel like ever since then, Jules has been getting used a little less throughout. Like, she's still a big part at the beginning of season 2, and by the end of season 2, she's a much smaller part. And now she's just been banished to a tower in Toronto or wherever she is.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. I'm talking about Nate Jacobs' storyline. Like, Jules really does not have a storyline.
So I don't know if they just couldn't align on the character or what, but it's the toughest part of this season. I like a lot of this season, and I do feel like what you were saying, it's been a very direct driving story, which I've enjoyed, especially for Zendaya and Rue.
Yeah.
But it's been tough with Nate Jacobs and Jules along the way. But Nate, we just thought we'd get one more thing. We thought they wouldn't just kill him without a flashback or something.
Or even I thought he was going to be having some kind of life realization or just talking through things while he's in that coffin. I thought we were going to get more than him just yelling. I thought that we'd kind of get some kind of more of an ending for him.
You wanted it to be one of those where like the episode opens with he's in the coffin and it's like a Jacob Elordi like VO, like how did I get here?
Not even that. I don't even need that. I just need him maybe in the coffin questioning life, questioning his choices. Am I a good person or a bad person? What everybody talks about in this show. Mm-hmm. And I guess though,
he's in some excruciating pain. He's losing a lot of limbs, losing a lot of fingers, and toes, and
it's
and
fair.
the snake climbs in there.
Well,
Oof.
I know. I got some questions. These actors have had to do some crazy things this season. I mean, Zendaya in that hole getting buried alive, Jacob Elordi in this coffin with a snake. I'm like,
think you could do that?
What's going on here?
You think
Like,
you could be
that is a lot.
And I know in the interview Euphoria, they said it was a non-venomous snake they put him in the coffin with.
Well, yeah, I would think so.
Obviously. But you think you could do that? Like,
No, I would say you're using a fake snake. I'm sorry, but absolutely
be in a
not.
coffin with a snake?
I mean, these people really got me thinking that they deserve all that money with what they're having to do this season, what they're having to put themselves through.
Yeah, that's tough. What about Nate? His final resting place ends up being Sun Settlers.
That felt fitting. I did like that
was where
callback.
he dreamed of building Sun Settlers, where he said people would spend their final days. That's where he spent his final days.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that was really great. That really came full circle this season.
Even his brother got an appearance coming by looking for him.
I did like that. Yeah. I mean, you just felt like, come on, Nate, he's right there. Start screaming. Now's your time. It was kind of excruciating to watch. That dust just falling on him and then that snake getting in there. The death was a great death, I thought, for Nate.
Mm-hmm.
It was
painful.
creative. Yeah.
Very hot, dusty, and then you're just swelling up from venom. Ooh.
And to be honest, Nate didn't need this like redemption storyline. Like we were not going to get that. I just wanted him to maybe say he's gay in the coffin. I don't know. Just
That's
throw
what you
us a
want his
line.
last words to be? Just screaming through that pole, through that pipe.
I can finally say it.
Yeah. Wow. That would have been great.
God.
Do you think this was a good plan by Nas to get paid? I feel like he might be a little hard on these people to get the money.
He gave them no time. Like,
He
if
didn't
you
really work out a
actually
payment plan.
wanted to get the money, if this was about the money, you saw that Cassie was getting money. Like, Nate was sending him like 30 grand at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was about the money, I think he could have like waited a little bit. But
It feels like you could have gotten that going for a while. Like you didn't.
Yeah.
You went so hard, you stopped getting any money.
Maddie would have showed you that subscriber chart, that arrow shooting up.
She would have been sending, you know.
Yeah, to like be a little
whatever.
patient, okay?
Send 50%.
Nas,
Yeah.
you didn't give much time.
And is Nate his only client who's like past due on payments? Is this the only person he's loaned money to? He seems to be 100% focused on Nate Jacobs.
Well, I
I'm
think this was
what
like
is
a
this
crazy
operation?
deal. This was
Yeah.
a crazy deal that Nate made. Nate
Yeah.
got way too cocky and way in over his head
Yeah.
and just made this horrible deal. And it ended up being his demise. He got too greedy. I think he got too confident and cocky over always getting his way in the past. Like in high school, in his storylines there, we always see him get ahead, get his way. It always worked out for Nate Jacobs.
Yep. It didn't.
And this
season.
was the one time it really didn't.
You're right. It always worked out for him in the other seasons. And this season, it caught up to him.
Yeah.
His luck ran out, if you will. Well, so this ends with the henchman digs him up. They open up the casket, and you know it's his decaying body already. He's been dead for a while. And so, what do you think next steps are there with Maddy and Cassie and Alamo? Like, what do you do? And the henchman, what do? You got a live rattlesnake on a dead, decaying body. What are next steps here?
Well, I don't know if you call the funeral home. I don't know if they can take care of that for you.
Yeah. Anonymously report this? Like, hey, there's a mess. It got to be cleaned up at Sunsettlers.
I would just put him back down in there. And be like, this is where he wanted to be buried. He loved this place.
Yeah.
The place has a great view.
That's true. That's what he said. He said that's where you'd want to go out.
I think you got to burn the body.
Yeah, I don't know how you could ever explain, even like I don't know how you could ever explain what happened to this body and not everyone be implicated in some sort of crimes.
Well, that's the problem. They're all involved in this. So they can't go to the police. They can't.
Oh my God. You know what they're going to do?
What?
They're taking Nate to the pigs.
Oh my God.
They're going to go feed Nate's body to those pigs.
I hope we get Cassie and Maddy just in all black, like crying, or Cassie crying.
As the pigs munch down on Nate Jacobs.
And Maddie's just rubbing her back, like awkwardly, like, I don't know what to do.
God.
That would be great.
I hope that is the ending, because that's kind of the perfect ending.
I do think that, look, Nate is dead, but I think he'll live on throughout this storyline. I mean, they have to clean up his mess
Jules
still.
FaceTime Jules in from her city apartment. Here's Nate's final resting place.
All of Nate's girls.
In the pig pen.
Yeah. We're getting wacky now. All right, give us your Tyler's takes.
Okay. So I did have time I didn't write many Tyler's takes because I was watching this on my phone and trying to hide Nate Jacobs' horrific body and, Cassie's
orgasming.
Wild sex marathon from all the people beside us on the plane.
I was like, they must think we're like the strangest couple that we're both like kidding play at the same time on this Euphoria episode.
Watching Euphoria. We can't wait. So I noticed Jules called Rue because Rue leaves her phone with Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch is on the phone talking to some girl he's trying to make his baby mama, and Jules calls and he hangs up on her. Wonder what do you think Jules was calling about?
I know the one reference moment of Jules we get this episode is her calling Rue. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. They didn't leave things on a great way. Maybe she was trying to apologize or just trying to talk to her, see what was going on. We better be getting Jules in this finale, though,
because things ended in a pretty dark way, right? We haven't seen them since she hit her, right?
Right, exactly. So I'm sure she was probably trying to talk to her about that. Maybe apologize. Maybe figure out what's going on between the two of them. They're not the best communicators, those two.
I saw Sam Levinson said in an article that the Nate Jacobs being buried alive in a casket with the breathing pipe was inspired by the 1973 movie The Candy Snatchers, which a girl's kidnapped, but she's discovered. So went a different direction with the whole snake thing.
I was going to say no rattlesnake in that one.
No, she didn't get the rattlesnake climb down her pipe.
So if it wasn't for the snake, he would have survived 3 days down there?
Because they were saying he could probably survive that long without water. I don't know if that's true.
Oh, right. I forgot he had no food or water. I was like, he had that pipe. He's good, right? He can breathe.
Yeah. I guess I don't know the temperature. So hard to say if he's sweating.
That is like a nightmare to me. I mean, even just filming a scene like that would be a nightmare to me, of being trapped in this coffin casket buried like that. I didn't like it. Pretty horrific. And he's so tall.
Oh, yeah. They had to get a custom job. 6'5" casket.
Yeah.
Maddie's Virgin Mary dress is $88 if you want to buy it for the live stream for the finale.
Oh, that could actually be kind of fun.
Just want to let you know.
I don't know if it would look the same on me as it did on her, I gotta say. I'll wear that when we bury your body up from the crowd.
Quite an outfit for a money exchange. Is the shortest dress I've ever seen, and tall high heels out in the desert at Sunsettlers.
Well, she was like, I gotta do what I can here. I gotta look nice. Yeah.
It's like, I gotta look good.
I gotta look good. But also bring it back to religion.
Yes. Very holy. I just want to say Zendaya carries the show on her back. We almost take her for granted. I feel like sometimes we don't talk about her enough, but I'm just like, when you're watching the scene of her and Faye and how much she's conveying on her face in that scene to like take us with her of like the tension rising with her face. She's so good.
I know I'm kind of over people saying like, oh, she's so over this show. It's so clear. She is so amazing this season.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I think she said something that what she would normally film in 8 months, she did in 4 months. So this was very intense for her. I feel like, and she had to do a lot of crazier stuff this season than she's done in the past. She's not just walking in a school hallway.
But I think it's made her performance more intense, which has worked well for the tone of the season.
Yeah. She is so good in that scene. Like, you just feel like the urgency of like, please come on, Faye, come on. Like we've gotten this far together. Don't leave me now.
Yeah. Yeah. I read and Coleman Domingo did an interview today about his arc on the show, and he said that Sam writes this show as like a movie, as like one big script, which I found interesting. And he was saying that he thought the show would work better if you watched it all at once. He said he's been watching it week to week and thinks it's hard for you to understand the tone of where it's going for.
I
and
get that.
He said it's gonna be a lot more rewarding if you rewatch it as a binge.
I could see that. We were saying that about Nate Jacobs and his just entire storyline. We were saying that if this was a movie or we were binging this all at once and the death wouldn't feel so dragged out. It would feel like, oh, this is kind of funny that we just keep cutting back to him. But when you're waiting a week for an episode and then you're kind of getting the same thing every time with him, it gets frustrating. It gets tiring.
Because we basically waited over a month from when we kind of thought he was going to die for this to happen. And almost so to where we started to be like, well, I don't know. Maybe it's just not going to happen.
I know. They broke me down.
They broke you.
They wore me down with it to where I thought, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what's your prediction? Any more deaths?
A lot more.
A lot more deaths.
Yeah, I think a lot
more
of people are
than
going to die.
3 characters going to die? Like
I don't think 3
including
main characters are going to die. I think we could get another main character death.
Rue? You think Rue's dying?
I don't know. It's so hard.
Well,
I've really gone back and forth.
Moses never
on
made it to the
this.
promised land.
I know. I think it could be Rue, maybe, but then it's just like, what's the point of this show? Like, I think that we watch this show for that hope with Rue that she will get through all of this. And I think if she dies, the show is over. And they in no way have said that this is the series finale of Euphoria.
It said season finale, not series finale on the preview.
And I don't know how you do this show, though, really without Rue either. So I don't know. I'm so torn on it. I'm a fan of it if it's done right, but and I do think that they get Rue right a lot with this show. So I don't know, but I'm here for the hope. I want Rue to survive.
Yeah,
I want her to get through this. Yeah,
a lot of characters gonna die.
I mean, I'm getting worried about Maddy, to be honest, because now she's really wrapped up in this Alamo thing too. And it feels like we're going to get all these storylines to converge in this finale.
Absolutely. It's all coming to a head. All the parties going to run into each other. I'm
Who
excited.
do you think is going to die?
I think Alamo's going to die.
Well, that's like yada yada.
Okay. I think all of Laurie's people are going to die.
Yeah.
Except maybe Laurie. I think she'll like be arrested.
Yeah.
I think Faye's going to die.
Yeah, I think a lot of those secondary characters are going to die.
Yes. I think...
You think Kitty's going to make it out?
No. Kitty. Kitty ain't gonna make it out of Mexico.
Poor Kitty.
Yeah, I think Maddie's gonna die.
Right? It's feeling very dark for her right now. And I wouldn't be shocked if they throw that at us.
Which is very heartbreaking. I don't want that to happen.
No,
I
not
really
at
like
all.
Maddie.
I love Maddie, so.
But I could
know.
almost see the joke of this, Cassie doing her vids the day after Maddie's dead.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It can go so many different ways.
I
it's
don't think
hard
he's
to
gonna-
predict. It's hard to predict other than this is all going to go down. Other than what we've already predicted so many times from Have Gun Will Travel and whatnot.
Nate Jacobs gun to our head. I think Rue survives. You think Rue dies?
No, I think Rue survives.
Oh, I want to have different.
I know. I'm sorry, but I can't really. I can't. I just don't know why a show creator of a show that has millions of viewers is so talked about. I think killing off your main character like that, whether she'd come back for this show or not, is a major risk.
I think she's going to wish it was her. I
think she begged for it.
I think Leslie's going to die. I think her mom's going to die.
I could see that.
I think Bishop kills her mom.
Oh my God.
And she's
that is going to be
and she's
so
gonna wish
heartbreaking
that she hadn't have ever gone down this road.
I think that's what it is. It's going to be like her really then dealing with the consequences. Yeah, I mean, I just got the chills. I got the chills because that does seem like what's going to happen.
And Ali probably dies.
Oh my God. Stop killing off every character. Okay, we're done before you say
Ali
more.
Dies. I don't think Ali dies. I think her mom dies.
Because that would be the most devastating thing that could happen to her.
Mm-hmm. And Lexi saying, I can see why your mom doesn't talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
Just how much it hurts her. I could see that.
Just pile more on Rue.
Sorry.
I know, but I think, God. All right, well, I guess we'll see what happens, and you're going to be able to watch our reactions live from New York on YouTube for episode 8, In God We Trust. We'll be live on YouTube about, we'll say 20 minutes after the episode ends. Follow me on socials at previously_on_teen TV, and I'll post out that link. And be sure to check out our past episodes. We've covered all of Euphoria seasons 1, 2, and 3, plus the specials. I've also recently podcasted about the hockey romance off campus, which I loved. We're going to have a new Previously On this week in this feed. So lots going on. It's a big week. Euphoria finale.
I know. It's been a long journey. We watched every single episode, and here we are at the end.
Here we are.
In God we trust.
Because it's I can't see how they would do another season necessarily in this way. But, I mean, even if they did, we wouldn't get it for years. So this is the end of Euphoria for a long time. And I think this last ep is going to be a banger no matter what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Well, follow our podcast wherever you get your podcast. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. It really helps. We would really love that. Subscribe on YouTube and like our vids on there, and buy our merch on Etsy. Thanks for listening.
Bye.